Welcome to Ocean Chicks Films.
Welcome to the Ocean Chicks Horror Podcast. I'm your host, Kieran, and tonight in the broadcast studio we have indie filmmaker Kieran Reed. Kieran created a horror short film called All You Can Eat, a Toxic Burrito Story. Yeah, it's even cooler than it sounds. And I got to talk to him all about it and so much more. So sit back and enjoy the show, and don't forget to like and subscribe. All You Can Eat, a Toxic Burrito Story is a short horror film directed by Kieran Reed. A young waitress stumbles upon a dark and sinister cabal operating behind the scenes of the fast food diner where she works. She now has the proof she needs to bring this secret to light, but unseen evil forces are unleashed in a bloodthirsty attempt to stop her. Starring Verity Hayes and Jello Biafra. Welcome to the Ocean Chicks Horror Podcast. I'm your host, Karen, and today I'm really excited. In the broadcast studio, we have an indie filmmaker, Kieran Reed, of the film All You Can Eat, a Toxic Burrito Story. Oh my God, I love that title so much. Hey, Kieran, how's it going?
Very well, thank you, Karen. How are you?
Good, very good. Thanks so much for agreeing to do this because I really wanted to talk to you about it. After I saw your film, I was like, wow, this is so crazy cool. I love it. And then I realized I've interviewed a few people that do food horror films, and I'm like, why? What's up with that? What's happening
really?
with that? Yeah. Attack of the Killer Donuts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
shit, I want to see that.
yeah, it's really an excellent film. Really, really cool.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, before we start getting into the movie, tell us a little bit about like how you got into film and from when you started and to now.
Of all, I mean, probably like a lot of your guests and people we speak to in indie film, it's been a passion since I was young. But yeah, so I'm an age when the original Star Wars came along, and that really fueled a lot of people. I remember distinctly just virtually running home and getting the Cine 8 camera, like you hear a lot of people saying, and it's true. It just happens.
Cool.
And I think it's been a passion from then on, really.
Yeah.
Although I didn't kind of, I didn't kind of push it for a very long time. I thought it was one of those, kind of your mum or your dad says you'll never make it in the film industries. It's for losers. It's not a real job. But I kind of fell into the film industry, and I worked in the film industry for the past 30 years.
Oh, wow.
It's my want to make my own short films or films has really been bubbling all the way under since that time. Really, just you see things and you think to yourself, that's so good, I really need to have a go at that.
Right.
And you kind of, I've made little pieces and bits and bobs, but nothing that ever had a full kind of production method all the way through. It was a kind of always a bit of a I don't know, just a bit of a hobby. Whereas I think when you go out with the intentions to make a short film, it's got to be a little bit more than a hobby, or you'll never get through it.
Right.
You have to kind of commit a bit more, I think. So.
Right.
So yeah, to answer your question, my background and reasons for getting into film and my love for film's been always there. I think from a very young age.
So how did you come about making this film? How did that kind of happen? Yeah.
Well, this was I was with a friend. We conceived this idea a long time ago.
Right.
And we started shooting. Like I said, we shot things for a hobby. Just an idea would come in, and you sort of shoot that as a skit. And we shot what would be Toxic Burrito, which is All You Can Eat story.
Right.
We shot that in a few of these skits, but it never had a flow or a full narrative that followed through. It's just just a bit of fun, a few gags and things like that.
Right.
We were sat down in a diner in West London one day and decided to sort of probably work it out a little bit better.
Yeah.
But it took a long time, really.
All the experience that you have really shows in it, because it's, I think, one of the best indie shorts I've ever seen so far.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
High praise.
Yeah. Well, it has a very professional quality to it. You have a lot of people working with it, helping you with it. But it's so polished and so detailed. The practical effects are incredible. It's simple, but it's very, very effective. Like, what did it take to do that kind of thing? Did you have to pull in a lot of different talents to help you with that, or like what part was your part that you put into it?
I think at this stage of kind of like filmmaking,
Right.
you do need to be pretty much a jack of all trades. You do need
Okay.
to throw your finger in. Obviously I had sound guys and lighting people, but
Yeah.
I knew what I wanted to look, what I wanted to look,
Right.
look, and there were sounds that I wanted it to sound like. So I'd work with them, even though they'd do the bulk of the work. I'd kind of push them for what I was after as well.
Right.
But at the same time, if they came up with something which was amazing, I'd certainly take it on. I wouldn't be kind of going, no, I'm not having that because I've got a particular idea and it's got to be mine.
Nice.
It's not that. It's more. It was very collaborative.
Yeah.
And I was blessed to just get a great bunch of people. I think my role. I mean, I've said this to a lot of people in the past. Is I think as much as a film is a team effort, very much a team effort, and I always agree with that. You've got to have a real good team. You still do need to have someone which is orchestrating it, so it doesn't. If everyone wants to throw their ideas into the mix, it might not cohere.
Right.
I think you need someone to go, actually, you can't do that because it doesn't follow with this kind of context.
Right.
So you have to sometimes be a bit of a slave driver and say, no, we've got to do it this way.
Yeah.
And I think that's the director's job, to be honest. Certainly at this level.
Right.
You kind of, and that was my role to be that slave driver.
I think it's really incredible that you say you work as a team together, because I think a lot of people lose sight of that. I don't think everybody works that way when they're doing some sort of a project. And so I think that really shows. You got some incredible, the acting was really good too. Were these friends or people or?
Few were friends, but obviously I wanted someone a bit more special to carry the whole thing, which is Verity Hayes, who played Nola Gumbo.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Yeah, she is good. I mean,
yeah, because indie films sometimes have sort of you get that feel that it's kind of it's kind of a low budget thing, but this just felt on another level to me.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
I think we all put in a lot of hard work. We did. It took probably a couple of years of fairly constant work. So
right.
It's nice to think that extra effort did come through in the final product.
Oh, I think it did. Yeah.
At any point in time, you could have said, "Oh, that's good enough," but you kind of just maybe it's not good enough. Maybe we can push it a little bit more. And
right.
Do some, which was I'm up for that. If there, we haven't got distribution companies or any studios breathing down their necks to say, when's this ready? It's got to be ready by a certain time.
Right.
And we haven't got any budget, so we've got time, so we can pour ourselves into it over that period of time.
Right.
But we can't because we can't actually throw money at it.
Right. Yeah. Have you submitted to film festivals in that?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you've
did
done
really
that
well. Yeah. I think it did about a year. And I think it has played around the world. I think about 50 or 60 festivals.
Right.
Got some good feedback. It was really nice. It's nice to see people kind of appreciate, like yourself, saying nice things about it. So.
Yeah, I can't wait to show my friends in the horror community the film.
Oh,
I don't know if they've all
seen
it. We will, of course, we will with this interview. and I'll make them all watch it. So what are your plans? Like, is there going to be a full length film, feature
Yeah.
film, or is there a series
it-
of films, or?
So I said that we sat down with no particular idea when we sort of conceived Toxic Burrito. Toxic Burrito is did then turn into a feature script
Okay.
prior to All You Can Eat. So I sat there with this feature script, which I think is good, but I would say that. Not really knowing what to do with it, and just a friend said, "Well, let's make a short from it."
Yeah.
So it was the story of Nola and everyone is a very small sequence within this feature script.
Okay.
So it was. I said, yeah, let's do that because it is a proof of concept for the whole thing, but more as a proof of concept for the script. It's a proof of concept for us to see whether we could actually achieve what the vision we wanted for that feature script.
Right.
And I think we almost got there. You know, I don't think anyone's ever fully pleased with what they've done. It could always be better.
Of course. I had a dance teacher years and years and years ago, the ballet teacher at a summer school, that said to me, if you don't get criticized by the teacher, you feel like you've accomplished the end, then that's the end. That's it. You've done it. You're done, and you walk away. So you need that feeling of improvement on
definitely.
something to keep going, right? To keep going.
Yeah. I think any creative person's always going to want to improve everything.
Yeah.
Everything they do. So
yeah.
So All You Can Eat is a very small, very very small chunk of a feature script. Which what I'm doing now is building a pitch deck and doing a teaser trailer for that, and hopefully be pushing that out to try and get some drum up some interest and actually make the feature. So
that's incredible. That snippet, now that you've said that makes sense to me why it appealed so much, because it's the smaller part of a bigger picture. So it feels like you want to see more, and there's more there that I'm not getting in this. So I think that's cool.
Would you like to have seen more then, Karen?
Oh, yes. I want to see a whole movie.
It's coming your way.
Yeah, and get the Blu-ray after and everything too. Yeah. But so incredible. So okay, now I want to get into the side that I really, really love, the practical effects side. And where this burrito, was it because you were in the restaurant that the burrito concept?
No, do you know what? Somebody else asked me that a little while ago, and now I was eating we were eating burgers. We weren't eating burritos, we were eating burgers, but it was, I do remember the day. No, I don't quite know. I think we're just throwing crazy ideas around.
Yeah, it was smart.
Smart. But it just stuck. It's one of those ones that go, and that's just, it had something special about the Toxic Burrito. And we kind of like ran with that. And it's always been there. It's the feature script, just to let you to a little secret snippet of the feature script, is the fact the Toxic Burrito is a byproduct of something extra special.
Cool. Now I really want to see the full-length feature film.
Yeah.
in a theater.
Oh God, yeah, definitely.
Okay, the practical effects side of it. Like, was that your thing, or is that you brought people in to do that? Or I'm fascinated by that.
They were all built by my friend who was with me in the conception in this diner, and so he went away and started building these little puppets in various forms, and we kind of didn't really know. I mean, like I said at the time, we were filming a skit, so we didn't have any particular idea what we were going to do with them. But he built various wiggling mech ones and little bitey ones where you had little mechanical, tiny little teeth that bit. And a glove puppet one and all sorts. And there's blood pumps and blood gags that were threaded through them. And, so they were remarkable. He just went off and did them all by himself. And we kind of shot the skits and went, this is, well, I certainly thought that this is bigger than, once we started seeing what they were doing, this is bigger than it should be. We should aim higher than just these silly little skits, which we didn't. Don't even think
Yeah.
YouTube was too big a thing back then. So I don't know what we were going to do with them. We just kind of did them.
Created them. Yeah. They're amazing. It's just amazing. It's it's got a humorous aspect to it, but it's kind of creepy and jump scary at the same time and gross, it's got it all. Really, really well done. So you said it's a couple of years in the making, this film. So it's a lot of hours. Like, were you working on this a lot, like a full-time thing? Or was it just on the weekends?
We all had full-time jobs, sadly. Be nice to do.
Most people do, actually. Yeah, most people do. Yeah.
So but it was pretty much, you'd finish work and you go and work on it. Or be meetings about what's going to be done and things like that.
Right.
We to give it some kind of context, the beginning intro on with the titles roll, that took 3 months by itself.
Wow. Well, it shows, because it's incredible. The end credits. I love the format. I don't know. It just appeals to me so much. I just thought that was so cute. How you did that. I thought it was really, really neat. But it does show. So putting a lot of effort and time. This is a good lesson for you YouTubers out there that are creating content. It takes time. It takes time and a lot of work. Some people don't get that.
It's worth it, man. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Even the lighting and everything in your short is really well done too. Was that kind of a challenge, a struggle? Because that's something I think that a lot of people don't get quite right. It's either it goes too dark or they try to go light and it doesn't quite come together. I thought that was quite something.
Thank you very much. Again, that was a tricky one. That was I did have a young lady who was going to be a gaffer on that, but she couldn't make the actual shoot. But she did give me suggestions and her thoughts on the way to do it on the actual night of the shoot. And we kind of but we always had, certainly from a cinematography kind of point of view, I always wanted to put a certain color theme all the way through it. So there is a bit of a hint of green and a hint of red, and a hint, sort of, to give it that kind of Mexican diner kind of feel. So
yeah, definitely has that. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you again. Thanks for noticing that.
And you did this a few years ago, so that the lighting type of thing, which is kind of current, right now, it's kind of a thing. Those colors. You just kind of it was just a fluke. You kind of went that direction.
It wasn't a fluke. The intention was always there. It wasn't a fluke. It was a fluke in so much that I wasn't trying to keep up with current trends or anything.
Okay.
But the lighting idea was early on decided that if we stuck with those kind of lightings, and it kind of it helps, and it also can be a problem. So if you mess it up, then you can't cut from one shot to another. Because you've messed up the continuity of the lighting itself. So you kind of really make, if you're doing some kind of theme, red and green background light to it, and you need to flip that shot or something, you can't do it. So I did find out that you kind of shot yourself in the foot by trying to be too clever at certain points. Or
you made it work.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you made it work.
It's just another thing you have to keep an eye on. So the people, I mean, we didn't have one, but the people that sort of look after continuity on films, I've got so much respect for them, because there's so many little things you can kind of go, didn't see that, and it sticks out like a sore thumb.
That's what us movie reviewers end up picking at and mentioning.
So did you see anything? Did you spill the beans?
No,
did you go?
I didn't. I really liked it. I really loved how it was put together. It's so short and simple, but it just works so well. And the time, I hope that you'll be able to have enough time to put together the feature film with all that detail and.
Well, I mean, yeah, definitely. I wouldn't do it any other way, I don't think. If someone was to turn around and say, well, you can do it over the next 2 weekends, it's not enough, you know. So I'd
No.
have to turn it
Yeah.
down. Be kind of.
Right.
I'm not going to even attempt it until everything's in place, and I can be sure that I'm going to get
Right.
something that resembles that short, but in the feature style. So.
Right. That's good.
So I'm setting myself up for a lot of work. I
Yeah.
already feel how much work is going to be.
Oh, you're the kind. You've got like a million ideas that you want to make happen, and trying to put it all together, and everybody goes, stop him from coming up with more ideas. Is that who you are? Yeah.
Yeah. There's, I mean, even on the short, as much as All You Can Eat was really, I mean, the backstory of All You Can Eat is it was put together. The script was written a long time ago, the feature script.
Right.
The snippet was taken out, and it didn't work as a standalone piece without a rewrite. Because it doesn't, you know, if you take it out of any context, you need to sort of rewrite around it to make it sort of stand on its own 2 feet.
Yes.
And that took a little while. And then when I was really happy with that, COVID hit.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I went, oh, god damn. And so there was kind of like, right. Which gave me, I mean, the blessing was it gave me so much time to refine the storyboards and the animatics. Yep. Down to like, this is, you know, beat per beat, shot per shot. This is what we're going to do, which did help on the day when we. So I'd say this is what we're going to do because I've worked it all out. But nonetheless, it didn't stop me throwing some crazy stuff in just to annoy myself. So, why did I do that? Okay. Yeah. So there's plenty. I'm that kind of person. I will kind of go, that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm constantly making lists and refining, and I have a daughter that's constantly saying, "What are you doing? You're working on that project. Stop." Yeah, it's hard though. You're creative. You want to do things, and your hands don't work fast enough, and your brain doesn't go fast enough.
That's right.
For what you're trying to do. Yeah. So you're doing the filming, or in this movie, or you have someone else doing filming?
I was trying to I had a friend who shoots on red cameras, and I wanted to shoot this on red cameras just because of the post-production ability. You know, you've got so much scope with the red post and color grade. Right. And he was very familiar with them. I met him on a red training course for these cameras. And, he took on the job as cameraman, and I was really kind of pushing him to be, you know, a cinematographer or DOP, but he just said, no, really, you know, cameraman is my thing. So he was on the cameras operating them, but it was a really kind of collaborative thing between me and him as to how the shots were framed, or what there was going on in the shots, or how they were lit. It was so I wasn't on the cameras, but I was very much hands-on with the cinematography. So.
Right. Yeah.
And editing. I mean, he did a great job. Oh, yeah. I mean, no. Well, again, like I said to you at the very start, Karen, is the fact that at this level you sort of have to have a bit of a hands-in, fingers in the pies of all the bits.
Right.
So I did an edit by myself, and it was okay. I was kind of like fairly happy with it, but you know, All You Can Eat was done for no budget, so I kind of asked around, put the feelers out to see if anyone was interested in helping me with the edit for free, just with credits. And a guy called Will Long, the editor who turns out to be the editor, said no, he'll do it. So I sent him everything. I sent him my rough cut edit, and he put it together, and it was just remarkable when you get someone who's good. He did things. I was like, how? I didn't even think of that. You know, how did?
Yeah.
And I think it's a great thing to as much as you do have hands on in everything, also to step back and say, right, you do that, and then he comes back and it's like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just something I wouldn't even have thought of. So.
Right. That's very cool. So a lot of these people, will you be able to keep them as you go forward?
I'd love to. Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
I'd love to give it any. I don't know if I've told anyone yet. I'm still in planning stages of the teaser for the feature script, which is probably going to be like a trailer, But
Right.
I don't think it'll ever get released. It'll just be a part of a pitch deck. But I'll be approaching them all again and saying I'm going to be doing this. If you're sound guy and composer,
Yeah.
I certainly know the composer's well up for doing more. He loved it. So.
Cool. That's fun. I would be a part of it if I was there too. Like, I think that's so fun.
You can be, Karen. I'll find a job for you.
Okay. Sure. I would love that just for the experience. I think that'd be really cool. I love encouraging people doing art, creating, and I think that's awesome. I love that. I would totally do that. I know a lot of people that would actually too. So that's very cool.
Well, it's excuse me. Yeah, it was. You always feel a bit kind of like humble in the fact that people will offer their time.
Right.
For nothing. Certainly in this particular instance, nothing. I fed them and I was nice to them. I hope.
Yeah, exactly.
I paid transport and any expenses they incurred.
Yeah.
I'd out of my pocket. I gave it them back.
So you're flying me out, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. And I'll feed you.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, you kind of think to yourself, and also you feel when you're actually asking. You do feel cheeky and a bit kind of like, they're thinking to themselves, are they thinking to themselves, he has got some money, but he's not giving it to me, and it's a bit kind of awkward.
Right.
So I'm very thankful for anyone that did offer their services, definitely. Yeah. Like the sound guy, for example, I'll do the sound recordist on set sound recordist. After we'd finished the shot, I introduced him to one of the sound guys from Mission Impossible.
Oh wow! Okay.
And yeah, I can't push him, so I just sort of introduced him. And this is Jack Kerry, and he worked for me on sound, and I will do my utmost to sort of help them out as well.
Right.
I don't know how. I think he got on really well, but whether he got any work out of it, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes for sure. I'm going to ask you, because this is a horror movie. Do you like horror movies?
I love horror, yeah.
You love horror. So what's your favorite horror movie?
My favorite movie is Zombie Flesh Eaters.
Zombie Flesh Eaters?
Yeah, what's it called in America? It's called Zombie 2.
Zombie 2. That's your favorite.
Lucia Fulci film.
Yeah. I
just love it. It's always been my favorite ever since I was a kid.
That's cool. You're going to have a couple of new fans. I'll tell you that right now once I air this. Oh, yeah. Very much into those movies. Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's cool.
But the type of film, certainly Toxic Burrito, is very, I wouldn't even, it's not the ballpark of Lucia Fulci film. It's a whole different kind of film.
Right.
The influences for Toxic Burrito and All They Can Eat are more sort of Frank Henenlotter and films like Night of the Creeps or Feast or something like Reanimator. Something that's a bit more jovial, a bit more of a romp, a bit more campy.
Right. So, is that because of you friends coming together and coming up with that idea, or is that what you wanted?
Yeah, I think you couldn't go anywhere if you're going to stick with a title like Toxic Burrito. I think it's going to be a camp romp.
Yeah, for sure.
But I love those films anyway. As much as Fulci's stuff is probably some of my favourites. You do have other types of favourites, and those films are great. I love Basket Case and Brain Damaged and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I see now. Now I see where the inspiration's coming from for this, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those are great films. Oh, that's very cool.
How about you? What's your favorite?
Well,
I'm
a diehard OG Exorcist fan.
Oh, really? Wow. Fantastic.
Yeah. I love all the haunted house possession types of films, much as they're trashed and everybody does not like them. I'm very much into them. But I grew up in a time when the Amityville Horror first came out. I was a kid in the 70s, so I love all those movies, like The Entity and all of those ones.
There was a film recently which I've been every now and then I really want to watch. I just can't find a copy anywhere unless someone can tell me. If they can, you can tell me, Karen, if someone gets in touch and says you can get it from here. Do you remember a film called The Entity?
Yeah, The Entity. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to find. I have one of the copies of it, and apparently it's kind of worth a bit of money. I don't know where I have it. But yeah, I bought it years ago, just the DVD. But yeah, apparently it's hard to find for some reason. I'm not really sure. So whether it comes out in a new release format or something, I could certainly ask about that. I've got some friends, but yeah, you've seen the film?
Oh, not since I was a kid, but
Right.
it's just one of the. I don't know. You get these moments where you go, "Oh yeah, I'd really like to see that again," and it's just that's one of the ones that's rattling around my head at the moment. Not for any particular reason. There's no research or anything I'm doing to do with it. It's just a matter of fact. It's one of the films that's. Yeah, I'd like to see that again.
Yeah. Apparently, it's I imagine you can probably find it somewhere, but some of the copies are kind of pricey. It's out of print or something. I'm not sure. I'm just new at collecting, so I don't quite understand how that works or follow it. But I don't know. Maybe it'll get re-released, like a reprint in a 4K version, that kind of thing. I don't know. But I luckily, oh gosh, probably 20 years ago, I picked it up. And I have it, and I was showing one of my collector friends, and they're like, "Whoa, that's really? Worth a bit of money now." Yeah. Okay, then that's cool. Good to know. I have it because I love it, though, not because I want to resell it or anything like that.
Yeah, you got to keep it.
Yeah, it's kind of classic, but yeah. I think that was it. You were the first person I've ever asked, "What's your favorite movie?" And boom. You answered it very quickly. Yeah, usually that's a really hard question for people.
Well, I mean, there is some. Oh. I think I got right.
Yeah, bonked it.
I think I did a written interview with someone once a little while ago about what you can eat, and they asked me a very similar question, but it's a bit more. It's something along the lines of. What would you what you're recommending or what you're watching that you recommend or something,
right?
And that's a trickier one because even though I think I've got I will always say Zombie Flesh Eaters is my favorite film,
right?
Just because it's I don't know, it blew me away, and I've got real fond memories, and I still enjoy watching it,
right?
But if would I recommend it? I don't know. At this particular this stage of the game now is I'm working for to build this teaser trailer.
Right.
The stuff like I don't know, Night of the Living Dead is on my radar and things like that, which are a bit more brilliant films, absolutely brilliant films. But and then it becomes harder to pick any of those. I've got a whole bunch of them. I'm even looking. I've even got a separate thing that I'm sort of working on, which is a bit more Mario Bava or old school Hammer.
Okay,
so I'm still looking at some of that as well. So
yeah,
you're
inspired all over the place.
Oh yeah, well, it's like you said earlier. You can't stop. You can't stop the creative. It's, oh my god, this. Oh, isn't it?
There's so many films, like we can't possibly watch them all, and I do live streams and things with a lot of my friends, and there's so much to learn and so much to watch that you can just do it forever and ever and ever. So but some of the things that you're inspired by are very cool, and I have a lot of friends that are into those movies as well. Those are the classics, right? Those are like the ones that you learn from. How do you feel about the newer films coming out lately? Do you watch a lot of the newer stuff?
I try and catch them. What I did do recently is I was a judge for a film festival.
Okay.
So, and that was really interesting. I got to see some really low budget grassroots stuff, and right up to some quite expensive production values, films that had some kind of budget behind them.
Right.
That was really interesting, and it's nice to see those. I think I'm a bit less struck by sort of Disney horror that's coming
Right.
out at the moment. That
Yeah.
doesn't float my boat a lot of the time, I'm
Yeah.
afraid. But there is, I'm working on with All You Can Eat at a film festival in Spain
Wow.
at the end of this week.
Nice.
Yeah, I was hoping to go, but I just can't afford the air flight.
Right.
But yeah, I think there's a lot of great stuff coming, and certainly a low, micro and low budget ends from Spain, Spanish
Okay.
speaking countries, Mexico and Spain and Argentina and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from there. Really
Nice.
interesting.
Very interesting, because my daughter has chosen Spanish for next term.
Yeah.
Over French, so she's gonna love that. That'll be very inspiring to her. Okay, I'm gonna look into that. I'm a huge indie fan, like huge. I love the old school way. You're talking about struggling and not having the budget and that kind of thing, but I think so much more creativity and amazing things come out of that than do with some of these massive budget films. It's just, I just appreciate it so much more. I like those kinds of films. I like supporting those kinds of filmmakers actually more. I don't know what it is. If I'm getting old, and, the new stuff's just going, what is all this new stuff? It's not appealing to me.
Well, maybe it's because I'm getting old. I totally agree. I just don't think I don't know. It's certainly, there used to be a danger to horror.
Right.
And there used to be, it was the punk rock of film. So, but now with Disneyfying it, and like I said earlier, it's just kind of lost some of that like luster for me. Really, there's no edge to it, or if there is edge, the edges have been smoothed off a little bit too much in some places.
Yeah, I agree. So keep doing what you're doing.
Well, yeah. So my intention is to stop that and make something else, make something that's got a bit more bite to it.
Yeah, and you're on that way. You're doing it. So any projects or things, this trailer that you're talking about doing, that will be somewhere in the future that people can look for?
I was chatting to an artist today actually about it, and the problem with that is, and the people I'm going to be approaching to cast it as well, is the fact that it isn't really going to be released, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's going to be some pitching material.
Got it.
It's a shame. I mean, it's kind of weird the way the industry works. If somebody was to turn around and say, well, no, feasibly, you could release that on the festivals. There are festivals for trailers,
right.
So it could be done.
Yeah.
That really kind of annoys me, particularly when, if I'm hoping to pay people this time as well, if I can, for their time.
Yeah.
But I'd love to give them credit, and you don't really give credits on trailers. It's kind of annoying.
Right. Yeah. So this will lead to hopefully the full-length feature film down the road.
It's a bit further down the road, so they might get an even better project down the road. But at the moment, it's annoying. I'd love to have something back in the festivals again, another short for like you guys to see. But I don't think I think you really need to put in the effort and the time to try and move over to the feature idea.
Is there something that we can all do watching your short film to promote or
just push it around? If you can watch it, if anyone watches it on YouTube and wants to leave a comment or as everyone says, anyone that does it as yourself, it's the likes and the comments.
Yeah.
And it's the same for if I was to take the idea of Toxic Burrito to a little producer and they said, oh well, has it got much of a YouTube presence? So how many times it's been viewed? The more the merrier there. They'll be more impressed if it's got a bigger viewing. Okay. So
that's cool.
Anyone who watches it, tell your friends and get them to watch it. So.
Yeah, I'm going to. I will do that for you.
I say all that I only ever wanted it to be watched and enjoyed by people. So that's a big enough pleasure for me, the fact that people are doing that.
Right.
Not true.
Yeah.
It's great.
But we want more. We want more.
Yeah. Well, in that case, do like the likes. Do click the likes.
Yeah, for sure. I'll have everything linked in the description below for people so they can easily check out the film, and I'll definitely be telling people about it.
People can just check out stuff there. If I'm doing anything, I'm releasing. I'm hopefully the website for the short is been dormant for quite a while. but I'm hopefully going to start fitting another page together, which is just behind the scenes footage and behind the scenes kind of, like I said, the animatics and the storyboards that went into
Right.
all shooting All You Can Eat. So
Right.
that'll be interesting for people, hopefully. So check out that as well.
Yeah, awesome. Definitely. I will tell people to do that. Well, thank you so much for doing this. This was so much fun. I love learning. I learned so much from that little short clip. I thought I knew it all, and I've learned so much more. So that's very cool. I love that. I think that's very cool. Everyone's going to love this, I'm sure.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much. It's good.
thank you for doing this. And I will let you, seeing as you got a bit of a time change there, I will let you enjoy the rest of your evening. And I'm going to go out and do my day chores and stuff.
Oh, what time is it there now?
It is 20 to 12 noon.
Oh, you got the whole day ahead of you.
Whole day ahead of me. Yep. Okay. Well, thank you so much. And you're welcome back anytime too. When you've got this thing
Karen.
all
No, it's
set
a
up
pleasure.
and
I
put
really
together.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I was very nervous. I'm not very good at this. So.
Oh, you're great. You did a great job. Absolutely. Okay. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I sure did. It was awesome talking to Kieran, and he's welcome back anytime. I cannot wait for the full film to be created and picked up and watch it maybe in a theater. I think that would be really fun. So I've gone from, killer donuts all the way to toxic killer burritos. I mean, what's next, right? This film is so cool, though. It's really well made. You can tell that he spent a lot of time and effort putting it together. All of the people are so talented. The actress that plays the lead role is so good. The special effects are incredible. It's funny, it's campy, it's scary, it's jump scary. It's got it all. Just that little clip, too. Cannot wait to see the whole film. But I'm going to have the film linked in the description box below so you can watch the whole thing. I'll have all of Kieran's socials as well. You can go hit him up and ask him questions or whatever you like. Maybe have him on your show too, to promote some more if he would be up for that. But yeah, you guys, you got to check it out. I think you're really going to like it. It's super fun. I think it's perfect just in time for the spooky season. And if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up because it helps me out a lot, and subscribe to the channel for more interviews like this one. There's more coming, and lots of, I'm going to start spooky season with a whole whack of horror movie reviews, all kinds of cool stuff. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing a few more live streams. Hopefully my issues with StreamYard will get sorted out. And what else? I'm going to be launching my complete website and products pretty soon. Very excited. You guys, it's taken so long, but it's so my thing, and I'm so excited to be doing it. There's going to be so many little cutesy parts and things in it. You're just going to love it. And if you go there when it's launched and you subscribe to the newsletter, I'm going to have a really cool magazine, horror magazine style newsletter that I'll be sending out every week. I'm really excited to be doing that kind of work again too. Yeah, I'll have all kinds of stuff in it, like horror movie gossip and upcoming movies and chat and interviews and products and all sorts of fun stuff. So you have to subscribe for that too. You guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and we will see you again on the next one. Bye guys.